Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Pisces, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Suddenly, Pisces, my hands got really sweaty. And I'm telling you that because that's a very rare occurrence for me, because I'm kind of anemic, and so my skin is always kind of cool to the touch, and my hands are on fire right now. And I believe that this has something to do with your reading. What's that about? Do you feel like you're ready to receive something? Your hands are ready to receive some kind of beautiful abundance. Like now I'm just like clapping. Very strange energy. I hope that you're doing well, Pisces. We're going to be pulling one card for the overall energy from the Rose Oracle, which is a new deck that I have. Also a new tarot deck, the Tarot Landscapes, which is just absolutely beautiful. The Rose Oracle deck box just fell right off the table. Very strange. Lots of things have been falling. I was telling Cancer that one of my beautiful crystals, this is an obsidian snake, right before I started their reading, this fell off my desk and it took the snake's head clean off. So if that's not symbolic, I don't know what is. But feeling some excitable energy for you, Pisces. So what energy, excuse me, what is the card for Pisces, the overall energy for Pisces? Please, Spirit. Oh, one wanted to jump out, but it went back in the deck. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Spirit. The breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. Time eases. What a strange way to say that. Time heals. Time heals all wounds. Isn't that what they say? Very, very concentrated on the solar plexus and heart chakra energies in this image. The focus on breathing, a focus on slowing down, on I wanted to say observing rather than doing, listening rather than speaking. Those words were coming into my head. Let's see what this is about. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, to see what is going on for your past, present, and future. I feel like your spirit guides wanted to come in there for a split second, but not sure. Cancer got one of these cards in the exact same places, so if you have any Cancer in your chart, you may want to watch that reading. One more, please, Spirit. Thank you. So you got one major arcana, Pisces. In your past energy, the 10 of Wands in the reverse. That's the 10 of Wands in the upright. And the 6 of Pentacles. So let's talk about the 10 of Wands just as a card. Well, first of all, this is very striking. kind of bird feather energy, but in a very peculiar perspective. It's almost as if we have a GoPro on the leg of some bird. It's kind of looking backwards. The Ten of Wands is all about experience, right? Sometimes it can talk about burden, but for you, I'm seeing it as this wealth of experience that you've garnered throughout your life. All the lessons and memories, and how you incorporate all of those experiences into your personality, into your everyday life, into your decision making. When we get this card, in the upright, there's this sense of wanting to release a lot of that weight. The suggestion being that we're going to release a lot of the trauma that is associated with some of those experiences. But in the reverse, it kind of tells me that it's been difficult for you to let go of past narratives, memories, people, because there's this sense in you of just wanting to have a sense of fairness about things, that there could be a situation from your past where you feel as though you were shortchanged, is how I wanted to say it. We see here this door step with all these beautiful fruits. And there's this little teeny guy, this little teeny mouse up in the corner, waiting for his opportunity. There's an overabundance here. This is such an interesting, I'm still getting to, this is the first time I've used this deck other than the Cancer reading. So, I'm still getting to know the cards. When you read tarot and you use a lot of different tarot decks, they start to have personalities. It's hard to describe. But, it's like your favorite pair of shoes. Like you might have 20 pairs of shoes, but each pair of shoes makes you feel different when you wear it. And that's how tarot decks are for me. So I'm trying on this pair of shoes right now. And I'm looking at this image. And I'm trying to understand the perspective. And are you the one receiving all of this abundance, or are you the one giving? Are you the little mouse in the corner that is wondering if it's safe to come outside to enjoy all these riches? Or is the other party the one that's wondering if it's safe? Six of Pentacles ultimately, though, talks about fairness and reciprocity. If I lend you, give you, then you lend me, give me. And so it coupled with this card, it kind of tells me that you may have some hang-ups about things from your past that seemed tremendously unfair to you. Wow, I just got this flash of a scenario where there could be some of you out there that felt an injustice in the past, that you could be taking it out on people in your present. So you should be careful of that, right? Because that smells of karma. And we don't ever want to add to our karmic load. We want to unburden ourselves of that, right? But it could be happening. Perhaps that's why this card is in reverse. You want to be careful. You want to be cognizant. You want to be mindful that we're not punishing people now for things that happened before. Who was I talking to the other day? I was talking to somebody. Who was that? Somebody. Where, oh, I know who it was. It was a friend of mine who said she is trying to make up for lost time. And now that she's, you know, a very successful adult, that she is trying to not accumulate everything, but, you know, accumulate by the things that she could never have as a kid. She grew up very, very poor. So it's something like that. It's like making up for lost time, making up for lack. Yeah, but here comes the heart healing again. It's indicative of a deeper issue. Let me ask Spirit for a clarifier. Why is this Ten of Wands in reverse? Thank you, Spirit. 2 cards came out. That's funny. The person I was just talking about is a Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. The 9 of Wands and the King of Cups. So I asked for a clarifier as to why you could not release these burdens at this time, or rather in the past energy. 9 of Wands talks about this sense of you having to tough it out. It's almost like I see you wading through the weeds here, and somehow your goal is to have to swim to that island in the distance. It's like something you have to do, or you feel like you have to do it. And so you're steeling yourself, you're strengthening your resolve to swim over to that island. But then Spirit just wanted me to say, but on that island, there's no one over there. There are no lights. What's over there? It's almost like Spirit asking you, what are you fighting for? Why do you feel like you have to hold this mantle? This, you know how they say take the mantle? I don't actually know what that means. It's like take the sword, take the mantle. Like, is it kind of a slightly overblown sense of bravery or courage or duty? There's something here where you feel like you don't have a choice. Like you have to be the brave one. You have to do what is required. So the thing, maybe your good heart and your empathy is kind of making the decisions right now. King of Cups is Scorpio energy that talks about somebody who is very vested in their emotions, has a very good handle on what it is that they feel and how to express that. Though they may not express that all the time, they know what they feel. Whenever I see an octopus, and there are several in some of the tarot decks that I have, you know, the Kraken, it kind of talks about, to me, it represents intelligence. As an octopus, they're shown to be problem solvers, that they can get themselves out of kind of dicey situations, but that they also arguably have feelings and make connections. There have been many videos on YouTube and what have you that I've watched where divers will go down to the same spot and they'll find their octopus friend, and that octopus will recognize them. Right, so we're dealing with something that is of your element, the watery depths here. Something underneath the surface, an intelligence underneath the surface of things, where that is kind of informing this behavior of yours. You know, maybe it's part of like a bigger plan that you have to reconcile with someone. This is almost, now I'm looking at this basket of fruit as like a peace offering. Trying to make peace. And so then you have to kind of invest in the effort, because you've come to an understanding about how you value this person or this situation. Interesting. Maybe this Ten of Wands was somebody else's energy. They couldn't let go of something. Take it as it resonates. That's the past energy. In the present energy, this is the same card that Cancer got in their reading. Five of Swords. Five of Swords, air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, talks about winning at all costs. Winning at all costs. Let me see this kind of bug energy here, and I still didn't grab onto my glasses. I believe that this is an owl, but to me it looks like a cat in a way. And for Cancer, I saw it as like a cat running up a tree to get away from this perceived threat. And this emphasis on the word perceived. Is it actually a threat? Or is it bigger in our heads? Do we feel like we don't have a way out? Or our options are limited, and so we just had to take the best option available? Spirit is tunneling my ear right now. I feel as though your spirit guides are present. Fives are all about transition. And so it's almost as if you're at this choice point where you have to decide what you're going to do next. This is the present energy. It's clarified by the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Ten of Cups is all about blissfulness, joy, empathy and compassion and love. It's everything that we hope and wish for when we think of like a fulfilled life. That's what the Ten of Cups represents. I see here in these corners dandelion flowers. There could be dandelions, for me, represent spirit or someone in spirit. A loved one in spirit could be with you at this time. I'm being called to pull this card. This is from the Gabrielle Bernstein affirmation deck. And I have this card on my desk to remind me, when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. There's something to that message for you, Pisces. There's a resistance to surrender, right? Surrendering the burdens, right? Who are we without our trauma? Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Yeah. Would you even recognize yourself without your trauma? Would that make you a less interesting person? I don't think so. Ten of Cups in the reverse, though. You feel as though this energy eludes you. You can see it, but you can't quite touch it. Maybe because we're stuck up in this energy where we feel like we have to kind of defend ourselves. Can I have a clarifier for the present energy of you? Ten of Pentacles. That's 10-10. So you may see 10-10 as a clarifier, or as a synchronicity. On license plates, the time, on a receipt. On a mailbox or a safe deposit box is what I just heard. Safe deposit box, interesting. Ten of Pentacles, much like the Ten of Cups, is the total package. Good health, good finances, stable home environment, stable family, loving friends, good job. It's everything. It's the portal that's opening up to this clearing that has everything that you could want inside of it. It's truly like this energy is the one that's blocking this right now. This idea that this is the card of like having to like one up people. You perhaps like feeling like you have to kind of climb over others to get to the top. It's lonely at the top, I just heard. Do we really need to climb on the backs of others? I mean, Pisces, I'm a Pisces moon, so I'm not trying to call you out in some kind of way like that. But at the same time, like, ambition can be really scary. And it's healthy to have ambition, but at the same time, at what cost? And that's what Spirit wants me, at what cost? At the cost of this? At the cost of happiness? Personal happiness? At what cost? Spirit wants me to ask that question. And only you can answer it. Maybe it is more important for you to settle something like finances first because you don't have a choice. And that could be a little bit of this energy too. I had to get away from this creepy crawly energy. I didn't have a choice. I had to kind of get to where I am right now because I didn't have a choice. In the future potential, the Hanged Man in the reverse. This is Virgo and Pisces energy. This is the card in the upright. Clarified by the Three of Cups. This deck is so beautiful. The Hanged Man in the upright talks about having, it's a number 12, and it talks about having to take a much needed perspective on an issue because somehow we've just found ourselves to be too close. We're too close to something to see it clearly. And so we voluntarily step out of the situation and get some distance and perspective to see things more dispassionately, more objectively, right? You can see the two fish here, like this is like a sand castle, and then there's this kind of really rapid movement, and maybe they've kind of spread out a little bit because they don't know what's causing that rapid movement. They don't want to get sucked in, whatever it is. I'm kind of feeling a little bit of Five of Pentacles energy, which is this idea that you're on the outside looking in. But with the card in reverse, it talks about having already learned some lessons. Right? If I was picking up being on the outside looking in, then perhaps it's this idea that what I was gonna say, Spirit, thank you. Perhaps this is the idea that you got a glimpse of what was inside and it no longer appealed to you. It was no longer something that was attractive to you. Right? The Three of Cups usually talks about celebration, but I have found, and I don't know why, it's a very strong feeling for me though, and it's just kind of echoed throughout all the tarot decks I've ever had, that I don't like the Three of Cups. Because I don't like threes. I don't like to be in groups of 3. Groups of 4 is fine. But threes are very peculiar because I've always felt as though I can't focus. I like to focus on the person that I'm talking to, and when there's somebody else there, it's like I don't know where to look. I don't know what to do. I never liked threes. And in this card, it's literally a fish out of water. Yes, I mean, there's this cascading, beautiful waterfall situation, but like the fish is not inside the water. And for me, that represents struggle. I'm feeling this very strongly. This is not typically what the Three of Cups means, but I have to go with what my intuition tells me. The Three of Cups, if you want to kind of have the Google definition of it, the Three of Cups talks about celebration, can talk about drinking, glasses clinking together, people coming together, friends coming together. You know, I mean, this card is very striking. It's a beautiful card, but when I look at this, I saw the word erosion. Erosion. I need to get a clarifier because this is your future energy. What's that about? What's in the future energy for Pisces? Four cards came out. The Lovers, the Emperor, the Page of Swords, the Six of Swords. Yeah. Let's look at the Page of Swords first. Pages are kind of initial energies. If we look at the tarot, the suits go from Ace to 10, and it's Page, Knight, Queen, King in the court, in the suit. And pages are like students. They're the youngsters. It's a rather new and immature kind of energy. Pages are curious. Page of Swords in modern times, the Page of Swords is known as the little spy of the tarot. Like if you have social media, that somebody's looking at your social media, sometimes that's how people talk about it. Sometimes that's how I talk about it. But in this particular card, I see inexperience, that this bird is flying right through a lightning storm, that it doesn't know any better, that it was curious and it wanted to feed its curiosity. And now perhaps it's found itself in a little bit of a jam. Page of Swords. Then you have the Lovers card. Gemini energy, Major Arcana number 6, representing a choice point. It can also represent divine connection, but for you it's a choice point. Choosing between something that you could do and something that you could do that you would love. And there's a difference. Right? There's a difference. It's almost like, look at how Look at how strikingly contrasting these cards are. It's like, I just heard curiosity killed the cat. There's something in you though, Pisces. It's like, I feel like there's somebody out there that wants to take the more difficult path. Perhaps because you think that that's going to lead to this card, which is the Emperor. Maybe you think this path is the easy way out. And somehow you feel as though, unless you put in the hard work, you're not going to get the rewards that you're seeking. The Emperor, the Major Arcana, number 4, representing Aries energy. It's the boss, it's the CEO, it's the controller, it's the one who's building an empire. But I'll have you notice in this card that little teeny spider in the corner, the fly in the ointment. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't go after. There's that expression again, ambition. Pisces, I feel as though this reading comes with a little bit of a word of caution, which is to always check in with yourself, always check in with your heart space, to remember why it is that you're doing something. Because there might be a situation here where you'll have to move away from something chaotic. There's somebody's ambition that could be a make or break point. Like, and maybe it doesn't affect anybody else but you, right? That you become so ambitious that you may lose a piece of yourself, or it could cause you to be disillusioned. And that's precisely not what we want when we are going after our goals, hopes, and dreams. We want to be motivated and energized and excited. We don't want to work ourselves into the ground, right? What is your advice from Spirit? Eight of Swords in the reverse. Look at this. Completely black and white energy. Devoid of color, this card. And what looks like a garbage can. Eight of Swords, or a cage, rather, excuse me, it's a cage. And I think there's a little snake. Eight of Swords talks about analysis paralysis. That being so caught up in our thoughts, right, that we forget that we can lift ourselves up out of that paralysis anytime we want. Being trapped and bound by your own thoughts. And Spirit's advice is, you gotta, it's like they want to say to you, get outside of your head and get back into your heart. Back into your heart. But you have free will. Pisces, that is your reading. I hope that something resonated, and it's a little all over the place, but I just got to give the messages as I get them. If this resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Pisces.